So I went to a Hobby Lobby. Actually, the first time I've ever been to Hobby Lobby, and they have one up here up north, and it's a big overpriced Michaels from what I've seen. I did pick up some stuff though. I did pick up this pre-decorated 1/1000th Klingon. It was on clearance, and I thought, what the heck? It'd be nice to go with, my 1/1000th Enterprise when I'm done. And it was pre-decorated. And this is what was in the window box here. Pretty nice looking. They actually got the gray and the minty green. Fairly close to the colors. The bridge is detailed. It even has some silver there along with it. So it's the two-tone. They got that right. And they got some, even had some silver on the end of the neck here, which is pretty cool. They painted in the silver thing here on the neck, and then they got windows and little red marking. And some of the windows actually are, unfocused, lit. You can see that there. They're lit. So that's pretty cool. On the other parts here, we have, this is a snap tight kit, by the way. All this minty green goodness, the underside and all that jazz. And then they actually have the Klingon markings there, the original Klingon markings. And two-tone, the gray, and on the cells they have the gray painted on there with Klingon markings. And then we got this other tree which has the gray for the engineering section. I thought this was silver here in front. I could be mistaken, I'd have to look. And then some silver bits for the nacelles and part of the engineering deck. And then your base, which has this stand thing here. But it also does have, for the bridge, the clear red translucent little lights there on the bridge. So what I'm probably going to do is build this up, snap it together, just see what it looks like, and eventually go back and weather it, and maybe even, I'm not going to glue it, so I can take it apart and fill seams if I want to get more advanced with it later on. So that's the Klingon D7 original series 1/1000th, all pre-decorated kit here. So I'm gonna start building this up. I'll be back in a bit. So there's instructions here. There are 6 steps here. And I've got one done. Put the main body together. Pretty simple. Fits okay, except the little tabs back here. Well, guys don't want to hold. That might be better once I get the nacelles attached, but so far there's no gluing. It isn't quite working. These vents fit in here okay. This side I had to trim down a little bit to get it to fit. And you can see there's gaps there, and there's a massive gap back there. But this might go together once I get the nacelles assembled. So, on to step 2. Real quick, there are sprues in here, so that's one thing. And there are alternative panels to these underneath with the vents. So you can have a flat or you can have a vent. They don't tell you that in the instructions, but yeah, you can have a flat or you can have a vent. I kind of think the vents look cooler. I'm not sure which is show accurate. So that's a little aside to part 1. So, hey, we got the engineering hull done, or engineering deck done. Not hull, deck. Not too bad. Still a lot of gaps. Stuff fit together fairly well. In fact, too well I had to cut some... I just scraped down some of the... some parts, and I had to mess with others. Still is not perfect. A lot of seams that are going to bother me, but hey. I did take out a nice chunk of my finger doing this. Actually callus. This doesn't go to... No, this is all callus. Luckily. That's why you build up callus. So you can cut yourself horribly and not bleed. Anyways, that went together fairly well. Looks pretty cool. I like how it looks, although again, I thought this was silver. Probably, maybe, no? Oh well. Nice Klingon symbol there with some chevrons on the sides of it. So, it looks like on to step 3. Okay, so step 3 is done. You got the bridge assembled. It's a little kidney bean with the clear red lights on either end. Two halves together, you can see the tampoed windows. And the vents on the side, and then this little hatch or whatever it is back here. And that was step 3. Went together pretty well. So far this is going together pretty well. So back with after step 4. So step 4 was just putting the neck together, putting the sensor in up here, sensor disruptor, whatever, and then this flat piece down here. Went together fairly well, but if you were doing this for reals, there is a nice large gap down the center that would need to be filled. So looks pretty good. Got some markings on there, got some windows. So that's step 4. So there went step 5. The cells are assembled, although there's no pins in this part. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes together. Everything else went together fairly well, snapped in there. Looks pretty good. So on to the final assembly. Alright, there's the ship fully assembled on the bizarre coat hanger stand, and it is shaped like that to accommodate the coat hanger going into the rear of the engineering deck. Final assembly went together fairly well, although I suggest assembling this before you assemble this, just so you can get a hold on it. You can see there's a gap right there. I didn't want to push too hard on the hull and snap it. That would not be cool. There is a clamping system inside here that holds this the bridge secure to the neck. Same thing with the neck to the hull, so those are very secure. The engines are not very secure at all, as in I could bump them and they could fall apart. This connection is not very good, at least for a snap kit. The as you can see, there's a huge gap right there. If my camera will focus, there we go. Yeah, there is a pin in there. Maybe we can even see that if that pin was secure, then that tenuous connection wouldn't be so tenuous. But I just wanted to build this out of the box, snap it together real quick, see what it looked like. Easy just to get most of this apart. Easy to get apart the sections that are the most. Well, look at that. Vents even coming out of the engine. This isn't held on by a peg. This is just kind of laid in there. So, unlike the rest of it, it looks cool. It looks decent. It looks like a D7 pretty much. A lot to be fixed on it. A lot to mess with. I just wanted to assemble it really quick and take a look at how snap-tighty this was. And it is fairly detailed. So that's it for the 1/1000th snap together wobbly coat hanger ship of doom.